A lot of men today, women don't want to have an affair, but a lot of us today, men, we drive our wife to that. It's real easy. There are a lot of people out there today that could care less that you married. They could care less that your wife's married. They don't care. Welcome to the Save My Catholic Marriage podcast, the podcast that helps you fight for your marriage when separation, divorce, annulment, or a sexless marriage are on the table. I'm Jerry Jacobs Jr., author of From I Do to I'm Done, The Wife's Exit Strategy. And for over 11 years, through more than 1,000 one-on-one sessions and over 500 group sessions, I've helped Catholic men reclaim leadership, stop chasing, and rebuild marriages that looked impossible to save. Men don't come to me when things are fine. They come when she says, I'm done. I want out. You're not the man I married. They come when the marital embrace is gone, when trust is broken, when desire is dead, and when her bags are already packed. I'm not a therapist. I'm a war coach. I'm the man you come to when you think you've tried everything else and sadly find everything else doesn't work. I help you ignite the Holy Spirit and take the fight to the enemy. No tips, no tricks, no soft advice. I train men to become the husband their wife has been begging for in silence, and the man Christ has been calling them to be. If this sounds like you, then brother, welcome to the battle. The battle for her heart, for her mind, for her body, for her soul. This is the Save My Catholic Marriage podcast, the Catholic war room for men. Pray hard, lead bold, love fierce. Bam! All right, welcome to part 2 of Why Wives Leave Their Husbands and Why He Didn't See It Coming. In part 1, we covered the question of the day segment. When does a marriage start breaking down? I'll place a link to that in the show notes. So, let's do this. Bam! Okay, we back. So here we go. Battle ready breakdown. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into the core of the teaching today. So the question is, the title of the video today is why wives leave their husbands and why you didn't see it coming as a man. Well, in the question of the day, I kind of already covered some of that. Okay, so here's the thing. We got to understand ourselves as men. So what's going on is men never vigorously move to solve a problem unless it is an emergency. All right. We all know that. That's how we are as men. Because why? We're problem solvers. I don't care if you're the most laid back guy in the world, you already know. If the job requires a hammer, we're going to get the hammer and we're going to fix it. And then when it's fixed, then we move on to the next problem. The problem is we can't do that in marriage. Okay? When there's something wrong with your marriage or your wife, you take care of that now. If you got to go to work, soon as you're going to tell your wife, hey, this is what you're going to tell her. Hey, baby, I know that's important. I'm going to tell you what, as soon as I get home from work, we're going to work it out. Then your wife knows that you're serious, that you're a man, that you're going to take care of things. People try to act like women today don't want that. Yes, they do. Women want a strong man. There are a lot of very mentally strong women. So a mentally strong, competent woman wants you got to be just as mentally strong, competent, or stronger than her. That's what those kind of women do. You got all different kinds of women. But if you got a woman that demands a lot, that's a nagger, that argues a lot or whatever, that's strong, but he's called an old day strong-willed, and she's really doesn't, she really wants things her way and things like that. As a man, you got to be just as strong-willed as her or more. You got to take care of the game. You got to get in the game and take care of things, man. That's how it works. So when there's a problem, you don't have time to be waiting 4 and 5 days and stuff. Because women, all of them today, they have a lot of outlets, right? Divorced women, single women, jobs, careers. They got their own money, their own car. They can get their own house if they want. They don't really need us for those kind of things. What they do need us for is companionship, is that one flesh union that only God and our husband can fulfill. A man can't fulfill, right? So But when there's a problem, you got to take women today expect you to take care of things, just like they did back in the Old Testament. Women have always looked to us to take care of things, man. Even if they're gonna help us, they still go, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna do my part, but you're gonna do your part too. You ain't got time to be watching football game." Okay. Also, again, I talked about this earlier in the question of the day. Men, we begin taking our wife for granted. This is why wives leave their husbands, and we don't see it coming because we take things for granted. We think everything's okay, even if we're arguing and stuff. We argue all the time. We fighting all the time. We can't get along. Most men still don't really realize that when a woman says I'm done with this, it still takes them off a little bit. Okay. That's why I don't want you taking your wife for granted. Next, in today's society, men no longer disappear in pleasure and allow their marriage to degrade due to neglect. Because if you don't want her, there's always someone else who does. Okay, we can no longer disappear in pleasure. We can no longer absorb all the games, all the sports and all these kind of things. We've got to stay competent and like they say today, what's the psychological, to stay present, right? Because women, that's what they expect. Okay. A woman will leave us. They will leave us after a while for these things. But I'm trying to get people to understand how we really are. And a lot of this is really not our fault. We weren't taught a lot of this stuff. We're just doing what our instincts say do. Okay. Like I said earlier, wives will leave their husbands. Why? Because they have a lot of outlets today. Women have too many outlets. Divorced women, single women, careers. I talked about that. Next, men don't see the collapse of their marriage coming because they are too consumed with their own life, work, career, and pleasure. Selfishness. Selfishness will lose you a family and a wife and children really fast. Because they're going to start thinking, well, he only cares about himself. Okay. Next, men, we know that arguing is not good. We know arguing with our wife is not good. Calling our wife names out of her name and getting mad at her and raising our voice and yelling, or not even yelling, but still raising our voice and getting upset with her. We know that stuff's not good, but we'll tell ourselves, you know what? I'll fix it later. She's okay. She loves me. Again, that taking a wife for granted, not appreciate what you have. Okay. Again, I'm going to say it again. A lot of men today, women don't want to have an affair, but a lot of us today, men, we drive our wife to that. It's real easy. There are a lot of people out there today that could care less that you married. They could care less that your wife's married. They don't care. Look, man, what I'm giving you is reality, man. This is not, we inside the church, inside mass, and you got a priest up there talking about holy of the holies and all that stuff. That's a fake world. That's not the real world. That you go into the mass to get holy, become virtuous, get your graces, get your sacraments, and then those sacraments prepare you for the real world when you walk out there. That's why if a man's not praying and entering spiritual warfare every day, if he's not going to mass, if he's not going to confession, if he's not doing these things that make him strong as a man in his will and in his mind and psyche, then the devil gets to roam around and put all kind of things in our imagination that gets us off of our game. Okay, so there we go. So again, men, we know arguing's bad and everything, but we're gonna fix it later. We got to get away from that. Also, men know that no sex is not good, but that is her fault if she would only treat him better. How many times you heard that? So men, we know that we're not getting intimacy, we're not having sex, we're not engaging in the marital embrace. We know that's bad, not good. But we go, well, you know what? I'm getting mine, she get hers. Or, we go, well, if she would just treat me better, if she would be more sexy, if she would, whatever women that we want our woman to do, if she would, whatever, if she would just do better, if she wouldn't nag me so much, or she wouldn't get on me so much, if she'd be nicer and sweeter to me, then, the sex would be better. Dude, that's not how it works. What we got to do is get in your wife's head, have conversations with her, logical and pertinent conversations with her, so that she can understand how much you love her and care about her, and how much you will be patient, and how you want your love life to work. Okay. Next. So we know that our wife is not happy or something is not quite right, but in the end, they have no idea how to fix it. So we wait, we deny, we procrastinate, and we keep telling ourselves it will all work out and this is just a phase and I'll fix it later. But the problem is later never comes. We're always going to fix something later. Why? Because we always think something is more important than our marriage until it's not, right? So we solve this problem. We got a marriage problem over here. We're not communicating right. We need to go to marriage counseling or whatever we need to do. But you know what? I'm having problems at my job. I'm not getting enough sleep. The car's broke. The house needs a new roof. My wife gonna be there. She's gonna be there. I'll take care of it in a minute. No. All right? Hey, if your marriage is quietly falling apart, this is not a coincidence. Separation, divorce, annulment are not the cause. They are the consequences. Because behind every marriage crisis, there's a pattern, a progression most men never see until it's too late or there's several moves behind. Look, when a crisis hits, rookies sit down, deny, procrastinate, do nothing, and lose hope. A strategist? He stands, he plans, he takes action, he holds his ground, and he rests in Christ. So the question is, rookie or strategist? Because most men try to fix this alone and crash and burn. A crisis demands a plan, not advice. Your first move, get the field manual. From I do to I'm done, the wife's exit strategy. A Christian husband's Catholic guide to halting her hidden plan to leave, divorce, or annul you. Go to SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com. So in conclusion, as we always do, we end with a quote from Pope Benedict XVI, which states, "Society offers you comfort, but you weren't made for comfort. You were made for greatness." So go forth, Christian soldier. The spiritual fight is upon you. Fast, pray, and prepare for battle. Listen, if this episode hit you hard, good. Because that means you're finally seeing what's really happening. This doesn't fix itself. It doesn't slow down. And it doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Every day you sit still, you lose ground. And she moves further into the wife's exit strategy. So don't sit on this. Don't overthink it. Don't go back to doing nothing. Go to SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com. Get the field manual. See the pattern. Take your first real step. Because right now, you're either becoming the man who saves this marriage or the man who watches it disappear. Hey, I'm your coach now. Let's get battle ready. Bam!